Test. All right, we're good. You know, of the dumb shit I spent money on during the bull market, the intro to this stream was not one of them. It slaps, dude. I get fired up watching my own intro. I know that's like, you know, come on. But I think it's pretty good. I know this is really early and most of you people aren't even awake. So I understand that this is going to be viewed primarily not live. People just checking in later, which is fine. That works for me. I just want to give a little update while I can. My dance card is very full lately, which is a good thing. Jacob, what's up? Marquette, how you doing? Pretty wild when you look at this. I'm gonna delete that because I don't think it's gonna be relevant for a while. It's wild when you look at this. Yeah, dude, I'm still sick. It's been 15 days. 15 days, over 2 weeks of me being sick. It is not a good time. But I appreciate you saying that. Dude, look at this. Link Marines, what's up, dude? DXY down, stocks up, crypto. Maybe. We're going to talk about it. This ledge just trips me out. Like, if you guys didn't believe in volume profiles before, you should now. Look at this. It literally just goes to the edge of the volume profile and is like, nah, we're not going any further. Fuck that. And just holds on. Comes down here. Oh, we're going lower. Goes to the lower edge of the volume profile and stops. Like, look at this. I don't know. You know, sometimes, man, there are no words. I just give pictures and you guys can make your own choices. But look at this shit. Edge of volume profile to edge of volume profile. I'll make it bigger just for the fun. Look at this shit. I wish I had like a more like harsh color I could use. There we go. That's fun. This is why sometimes when people get like really, really worked up about what's going on. That's what I was talking about. When people get really worked up about like, oh, the price action, like, look at that, it's falling off a cliff. Everything in this area is just bullshit. It's nothing. It's legitimately just, you know, people trading jabs. There's no knockout blows. There's no haymakers until you break the edge of a volume. like profile, right? This whole area has contained price going back to, so this is a win. This was a huge win. This down here, this breakout was the last functionally relevant thing that happened. So I think a lot of people get caught up with intraday price movements and last functionally relevant move. Right here. Okay. This arrow. Because that's the last thing we had that moved from one like volume peak to another, which means that like they responded at a moment that it needed to respond and ripped through into another area. That's actually someone specifically trying to move price, or like there was alignment, or somebody felt strongly that had a lot of money. Like that's the stuff that you want to hold on to, right? So this bar, March 13th of this year, March 13th of this year was the last time something happened that was unique. March 13th of this year. Because all these other bars in here, this little like falling wedge, this breakout back to the top of range, this rejection. Steph, what's up, dude? What's up, man? I see you on YouTube. YouTube doesn't flow through to the chat box anymore, which sucks. But I always keep YouTube open on my second machine now so I can see it. But good to see you, Steph. Long time catching me live. Yeah, dude. The early morning stream. So everything that's happened since March 13th, posturing, liquidity games, nothing happening. Nothing happening. So where we sit right now, I'm going to turn the volume profile off because it's kind of hard to see. I think I made my point. I'm going to delete that for the purposes of this conversation. But these are the big areas now. The big areas now are 25,839 and 30.6. Anything that happens in there when like, so this is when I would sometimes chuckle when people message me sometimes, be like, what do you think about a long here? It's been a while because most people are broke. But people used to message me all the time. And they'd be like, I'm long from 28. What do you think? Should I close it? And I want to be like, why did you long mid-range? Well, no, bro, on the 4 hour, that was a great entry. Like, that's fine. But the reason why you're second guessing your entry and you're wondering if you're underwater and it's only going to move against you is that like you took a really shitty high time frame area and put in a swing trade. Because if it wasn't a swing trade, you'd close it out already, right? If it was a scalp, then you had your thesis, it hit, and then you get out of there. But if you're just like, hey, I'm gonna open this position mid fucking range, no, it's a bad entry. It's a bad entry. So the things that we wanted to see happen, this area being retested from the top side again, did happen, which is great. It responded again, which is great. All things we like to see. The momentum indicator is at 0. So there's literally no bias, no momentum movement on the market anywhere, which means that we can start a trend up or down in any direction and it would not surprise me. We're just chilling at functional 0. Okay, we were as high as 2,000. We're down at 218. The momentum has been wiped away. So you have the momentum that's been wiped away. We're sitting above an area we need to have hold. And war is upon us. Is that bullish? Is that bearish? I don't know. We'll talk about it. This continues to be the most important chart in crypto that no one ever talks about. I mute a lot of people that are stupid on Twitter. I follow them and I mute them because, I want to show support, but not enough support to like care about your trading takes. But I see nobody talk about this chart. It is literally a cheat code. It is the most important chart in crypto easily. And no one ever fucking talks about it but me. No one ever talks about it but me. And it has literally been your key to be out of poverty if you've been paying attention. It's remarkable. if you're just patient, which, like, let's be honest, what do you want to fucking hurry for right now? If you're just patient and you wait for these edges to be touched, golden. Golden. It's the most important chart in crypto. I cannot stress this enough. This will become and maintain the cleanest chart probably for the rest of trading time. And there's a couple reasons for that. But SPX being a mean reversion instrument, or the S&P, SPX, ES, whatever you want to call it, SPY, is a mean reverting instrument. And people clearly want to see the ratio of how Bitcoin's performing versus the S&P. And that determines when big money comes in or goes out of the market. So, we held this area, we're above the 50 week. We held this area, we're above the 50 week. As far as shit like that goes, yeah, BTC versus M1 is fine. The problem with M1 is I don't like how the chart is structured in TradingView. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. So, as bad as it is out here, I think it's just people being bored, and that's okay. Because, like, quite frankly, man, for all like the shit that's going on right now, if we can maintain this structure and maintain this area into the middle of next year, we're gonna have like a really nice next run. A really nice next run. What I do not want to see happen is this tested. I do not want to see 12,000 tested. A lot of people are calling for it. I'm personally not calling for it because of what Hold to the Moon Lambos just said. Money supply has changed so much since this last time. Look at this. This was October of 20. We were printing at such an insane rate that systematically Bitcoin should be up more and should stay up more, because then like you're moving against inflation if you go back to retest a level that was the prevailing support level when we had like 80% less dollars in circulation. You know what I'm saying by that? So like I would really like to not see that tested. It wouldn't shock me necessarily to see us come back down here to 17. Like I would not enjoy it, but it also wouldn't be like, fuck, it's over, boys. Let's all go get jobs. Like that's not how I would view that. It's just more to overcome. And like when I talk about what I want to see or things that are productive or what's best for us, if that's ever unclear to you what I mean by that, please ask. And ask here. You can always at me in the Telegram. You can at me in Discord. By the way, join the Discord. It fucking rocks, man. The people in Discord are amazing. There's so many good people in there posting great charts through the death of this market. Subscribe to Twitch. Join Discord. It's an amazing freaking group. I should pull it up and show you guys what's shared in there. It's legitimately insane. Like people are sharing incredible takes, incredible charts on stocks, on futures, on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on ETH BTC. Like I'm somewhat of an afterthought in there. It's just a group of like pretty good traders, and you should join it. The entry cost is functionally free if you have Amazon Prime. You sign up for the stream on Amazon Prime, which you get one free sub per month, and then you go log into Discord and connect your Twitch account, and you have a free subscriber room with people that are badasses. So I don't know if you're into this at all, you should join it, because I'm in a lot of groups in Telegram. And they're dead. Oh my God, are they dead? But the Discord slaps. You should always be in there. Anyway, feel free to at me. Feel free to ping me on Twitter, whatever. I'm on Twitter, on Telegram, on Discord. I'm always happy to answer. But when I say things like what's best for us, what'd be most productive, what I'd really like to see is anytime there's a pivot, and this is important. You want to remember this, okay? Anytime there's a pivot on a high time frame, it's going to be remembered, okay? Pivots on high time frames are going to be remembered. Okay? So these are all areas that are pivots. Pivots being an actual turning point in the market on a high time frame. That's what I mean when I say pivot. So you have a pivot on a high time frame. Sick. Well, why do I care? because I don't think you guys understand how hard it is to change a trend. There needs to be reasons for a trend to change. Look, remembered, this one hasn't been tested yet. Okay? So the only one that hasn't been tested is down there. But the reason why I say what's most productive for us is if we break down from this area, this 25 to 26 area, we're going to come down and test 17, which, all right, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. But it does mean that after we come down and test this, we're going to have to deal with all of this again, okay? That there's going to be people who are sitting underwater that are going to, they bought, and they're now going to be resistance because they'll sell when they get back to break even. That's what I mean about pivots have a memory, okay? So you have to think about that and understand that when price moves on a high time frame, it might not matter to you right now, but it will matter to you later. So if we want to like put our future hats on and talk about what happens next bull market or when we actually move up, these are tremendous resistance points and they're not going to be sliced through. Okay? This area, that entire area, I mean, I can't even have it on green even though I'm only using it for 2 seconds because that would be disingenuous to the point I'm trying to make. This is going to be an enormous resistance area. It is going to be a resistance area that takes weeks, maybe months to break through and probably several attempts. So whenever, the good Lord graces us with a move that pulls us higher, people are going to be like, oh shit, 100 grand, 200 grand, 500 grand. We're the first time we go up there to touch it. I'm telling you, it's going to be rejected. It's going to be rejected hard. It's going to be rejected hard several times. Usually it takes 4 touches to break a resistance area. And like, I don't mean like 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. I mean like 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5. And then you break through. Like I just drew a chart until the end of 2025. Okay. I guarantee you that's what happens because there's a history when you have major time frame pivots. And you can't just be like, oh no, that was so long ago. Fuck it. Bullshit. Nope. I don't think you guys understand the psychology of trading. In fact, I know you don't. But if we're talking about the short to midterm future, when I say things like, boy, it would be really nice if we hold this area, that's what I'm talking about. It'll be so much better if we can hold this and not break below the 50 again, the 50-week moving average, and come back down here closer to 17. Because when you do that, this area right now is already resistance. Okay. Obviously you can see the distribution wicks right here. We talked about it. 4 straight wicks of distribution. It's clearly already resistance. But if we break down even further, this support flips to resistance. This is still incredible resistance that just won't be sliced through. So for the love of God, let's all hope. Let's all hope. While I'm here, this very much reads to me, this is the BTC dominance chart. So we got this part right. We talked about it a while ago. We talked about how this range has been forming essentially since summer of 2021. We finally broke through it, came back down, tested exactly where our box was drawn, and it rebounded higher, right? What up? Good to see you. And it rebounded higher. So this is like now a proven support zone. This is, ooh, I want that. Ah, you bastard. Fuck. I just messed up my order. It's going to bother me later. This is very much going to be something that is going to absolutely destroy alts on. I mean, alts are already destroyed, but if you see this go from 50 to 58%, which is what I think will happen, as the turmoil happens ahead of the halving, at least 58%. God help us if it goes to 70%. The lack of money in alts is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. Did I just run out of music already? Damn, dude. I just pick a random song in my playlist, and then it just goes. So yeah, it's not like this is some crazy momentum move yet on this either. So like, Bitcoin is what you should be in right now, and we'll talk about Ethereum here in a second. But you know, this is a range that lasted from May of 21 until June of 23. It was a 2-year base. If you think that when we broke out, it was simply to do this, I got news for you. No. Alts are not going to be fun for a while. And with that in mind, here we go. Let's talk about ETH. I do have the S&P to talk about as well, so if you're waiting on that one, it's coming. Ethereum, as you would expect when the BTC dominance chart looks like it does, looks way less healthy now. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. I'm still sick. It looks way less healthy. So knowing that Ethereum is way less healthy and knowing that this chart, I lost it. There we go. That this chart looks productive. We know that you'll probably see weakness in Ethereum before you see weakness in Bitcoin. It's a little bit of a tip. You'll see weakness in Ethereum before you see weakness in Bitcoin. It'll tip off major moves. And there's a greater chance that this breaks down. Because like if you even just look at the landing zone, okay? So like right now, Bitcoin could go from 27.1 to 24.3 and not give up a major area. What does that equate to in Ethereum? What does that equate to in Ethereum? Is it $1,300? Is it back down to 12? ETH BTC is losing right now pretty badly. So I still own a lot of ETH because I'm fine to hold it on long-term timeframes, but I am not bullish about what happens on Ethereum anytime soon. The cycle has reset. That Secrets of Crypto image that I've shared before, and if not, go follow him on Twitter, and he has it all over if you look at his media. The Secrets of Crypto Twitter account talks about the money flow, and it's 100% right. We completed an entire cycle since I've been streaming, and we've come back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the driver now. So everything else is going to take a back seat for a while. That's okay. Highlander messaged me when this hit because I told you guys to put the alert in. I already deleted it, but there was one down here that hit, and he said, "Hey, I just got that alert for ETHBTC," and I was like, "Yeah, we need some shit to happen," and it did. So it kind of turned up into this area, and it's trying to hold. And we would really love it to hold. We would really love this area to hold, like badly. We want this area. This was the alert right there. I don't need the fucking outrageously thick line anymore, but that was the alert, and we really want this to hold. Do I think it'll hold? I do not. And then you're talking about, you know, a last gasp effort down here to 0.05, and like if that doesn't happen, you might see a range that is built between 0.043 and 0.055, and that is not going to be a good time for Ethereum. I hope it doesn't happen. I think the future is Ethereum, but yikes. Not good. Not good. This still does look like the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. It does. Like, it really does. Are you shitting me right now? Just be worse. Okay. It looks like that. It looks like this. Okay. But it's not identical, right? It's not identical. And we would really like to see like this area, this bottom area is about to be taken out, and then we're about to like retest down here. Like you don't see this like dip into and threaten the entire chart. So if you're an alt guy like me, let's hope this bitch holds. Let's hope this bitch holds, because it will not be fun otherwise. Not shockingly, the S&P 500 is doing okay. Why is it doing okay? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but America profits significantly during wartime. So like you saw all defense contractors going up. That was great. I mean, it's not, you know what I'm saying? But like defense contractors go up. People switch to value stocks. That's when you see like Walmart's and Amazon and Target's going up. You see cigarettes, you see booze. People stop investing heavily in tech, which obviously the S&P has a large component of tech, but it actually has a lot more diversification as compared to like QQQ. So it's not shocking to me that we get war on the downwick and then, you know, this thing's popping back up, because I don't know what happens in the Middle East, but I know that it's unlikely this thing ends swiftly. And that is profitable for America, which sucks because a multitude of reasons. Because we'll just perpetually bounce from one war to the other. But when you've amassed the greatest military the world has ever seen, I guess you got to use it, right? So, quick shout out. Remember when I said we would go back up and touch 45.65 before turning down, and then it did exactly that? I need to go find that. Dude, I said 45.65. It went to 45.66 and turned down. How fucking awesome is that? Come on. You got to give me that. It's pretty sick. This is actually, believe it or not, starting to look better. So like this is basing and is, I think, very possible in Q4. You see this taken out. You see this taken out and even like potentially make a run at new highs in the S&P. There's always the Q4 pump. There's always like the Christmas Santa blitz where people are just like, oh, let's make our bonuses in a year. So, you know, decent odds. This makes a run again towards at least these highs, 46.30. I'm not ruling out a run to 47.20 to 4,800. I'm really not. Just like if you, the fucked up thing, guys. Sorry if you don't like me swearing, but you know what? I ain't got the time to care. Yeah, exactly, Link. The fucked up piece is that if you view, like, think about who actually runs market. Yes, it's algorithmic trading bots and like, you know, big money, but like, what's the one thing you can count on? Greed. Okay. It's the reason why an S&P 500 index fund is the best thing you can do. All those fucking, all the like, you know, I remember when I was working, I had retirement funds and they were like, you know, Vanguard 2055, you know, we'll have a mix of, investable assets that will culminate and become safer with time. That essentially gets you to where you need to be by the time you're supposed to retire, which is a good idea, and a lot of people do them. If you currently work and have an index fund, just change that shit to the S&P 500 index fund and don't touch it. Because back to my point, the reason why I started this entire topic was, if you think about it from the perspective of the people who are actually running these fucking bots, from the people who are behind movements in the stock market, what's the one thing that is common among all of them? They are greedy motherfuckers. They're going to find a way for this thing to go up, whether it be inflation, whether it be war, whether it be whatever, okay? I don't think that there is an appropriate appreciation for how cataclysmic COVID was on a global market scale. On a global market scale, how absolutely cataclysmic that was. A world economy that was cultivated from the dot-coms through the war, through the financial crisis, but things were still moving during those things, came to an absolute complete halt. I'm sorry, Kajaka. Let me know when you're back. Let me know when you're back. Yep. So the absolute culmination of a market economy that had been really like manicured from the dot-com through the war into COVID started in February of 20 and was back in August of 20. But the world stayed shut down until November of 21. Like, that's fucked up. We had nothing going on. We were just printing our way to it. Why? We needed that pain. We should have had that pain. It would not have been fun. But we would have recovered and we'd be on a more stable path now. The reason why I'm saying this is, whether it's crypto, whether it's futures, whether it's commodities, whatever, the thing that has made me incredibly large sums of money in my life has been stepping back and trying to view the greater context. Cui bono, right? Cui bono? It's a Latin phrase. Who knows what it means? Yep. To whose benefit? That's the secret, man. To whose benefit? To whose benefit? So keep that in mind when you're trading particularly large or high time frames. Cui bono, man. To whose benefit? So all these money managers have enormous bonuses that, like, their salaries are fine. Like, obviously they do okay, but they get rich on their bonus plans. Their bonuses have to be, based on percentage returns, yada, 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 right? Well, last year wasn't great. Look where 2022 started. Look where it ended. I'm sure those bonuses were revised. But yeah, I firmly believe that those dudes are going to hit their payouts. Tech's actually having a decent run. Markets usually pump in election years. Mainly because the incumbent party, wants people happy. If the market's garbage during an election year, you're like willing to vote for a change just because your money's gone down. You know what I mean? So I think you can absolutely expect Joey B to make some really questionable fucking decisions that he's trying to benefit the stock market. Because, like, the dude's already incompetent. Okay, not incompetent. I believe at one point in his life he was competent. I don't think you lose that either. He's just asleep. Okay, he's senile. He's old. He's a fucking Roomba. Have you seen that Shane Gillis stand-up special? It's outstanding. And he's like, my favorite part about Biden is whenever he gives a speech, like whenever he's done, he just turns into a Roomba and he just starts like looking around, moving back and forth, looking for somebody's hand to shake. It's hysterical. But yeah, so like the guy is already like, holy shit, look at this fucking guy. Yeah, beautiful dogs. Yeah, I went and saw him live in South Bend like a month ago. So oh, nice, dude. Nice. So anyway, he can't afford, because he's already like, people look at him and like, Jesus Christ, look at this guy. Like whenever you're rooting for the president, when you're like, just make it through this speech without freezing, dude. Like it's not a great move. And if the stock market's bad on top of that, yeah, pretty tough out there. I put Coin SPX up here. Not something I usually look at, but I think that Bitcoin and Coinbase kind of run hand in hand, because now like everything's been funneled and will continue to be funneled explicitly through Coinbase in the United States. So this is a chart you should watch, or really just coin in general. But like, you know, it's kind of held this pivot. It's held this resistance flip to support area. There's a little bit of overlap, so it's sloppy. Like you would want this to be cleaner, which means that it's not as strong as you'd hope. But it's another reason to expect that Bitcoin has some relative strength. So if Bitcoin has some relative strength, Coinbase is going to show it. You know, Coinbase is a way that you can, if you don't want to fuck around with exchanges and stuff. Coinbase is not a horrible stand-in for trading Bitcoin, as dumb as it is. It just trades like Bitcoin now. Very stupid, but it does. All right, let's talk about Link and let's get out of here. If you guys got questions, put them in the chat now. I mean, it's like as true as you can think. Link's just gonna bounce back and forth between support and resistance. It's going to bounce back and forth between support and resistance. So, I don't know what happens here. I think that Link, as we've talked about, has some of the best relative strength in the market. We see it right here. It's actually maintaining pretty well. I've told you guys before that my theory on this is, did I just delete the 50 MA? What the fuck? There we go. That my theory on this is that it will turn around and come back down and test the 50-week moving average, which would be fine. So that's the thing that I'm looking at on Link. I still think Link is a tremendous play. I think Link is going to be a play that if you've been following along and playing with me at home, is going to give you a huge stack to start the next run. So hopefully you guys are looking at least at this chart to go, all right, if this fucker gets below $6 again, I'm loading up. Or if it, God forbid, it gets down close to 5, like, yes, I'm holding a shitload of Link, because I think it's going to be enormous the next time things get fun. Because you saw this DTL break. Any way you slice it, we'll go to the line chart for shits and giggles, right? You saw the DTL break. It held it. It's moving higher. That is productive relative strength in an alt. Productive relative strength. And something you should be watching. Something you should be watching. Did you guys see the Meta Ray-Bans? The fact that fucking Facebook was $87. I mean, it's funny that Facebook ever got to $87, because like, who is the richest segment of people in the United States? The richest segment, like demographic, by a long shot. Who is it? Boomers. That's right. Yeah, boomers. Marquette's my guy. Marquette's my call, exactly. My call and response guy. They're the richest people by far, and they fucking use Facebook. It got to $87. Do you think they give a fuck that people of our age and younger prefer TikTok and Instagram? No, dude. It's the best buying opportunity of any stock in a long, long time. In a long time. I mean, unbelievable. In those Ray-Bans, those AI Ray-Bans, oh my God. Like, I'm sure it's going to be horrible. Like, it's not going to work well to begin with. But think about what that's going to do to make Apple get involved, to make others get involved, to make it look normal. Like, we're not far away from, like, my frames here being my screen. Not far. 5 years? Is it 5 years? Are we going to have them in contacts, dude? I don't know. But I don't think we're far away. Ray-Ban that's the first step. I think there's going to be some, like, really stupid shit. It's going to be clunky. People are going to shit all over it when it's like, hey, Meta, tell me about this statue. And, like, it fucking tells you about, like, some famous dick pic, right? Yeah, Google Glass. I don't know. I mean, look, I was excited. I was trying to get a Google Glass when it first came out. But they just look so dumb. I was like, God, I'm not spending money on that. Is the Apple headset out yet for like $20,000 or however much money you got to spend to buy that thing? $3,000. That's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money. Apple was $81. $81 fucking dollars. It went down to $53. Yeah, I'll open it up here in a second. At the bottom of COVID, it was $53. You got a 4x off the bottom on the largest company in the fucking world. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'll open that right now and then we'll write out. I'll be honest, I hadn't really been paying attention. That should have been a buy signal. But the target was here. The target was the midline. And we're at the midline. So we're sitting midline on both. I would look at this Marquette kind of like, I mean, it's essentially like a momentum reset, right? Where we just don't know what's going to happen next. The SPX loves to trend. So like a lot of times when you see those scalping bounces off the bottom of the Bollinger Bands and you see it like react and move higher, a lot of times that's a start of a trend or a trend change. Like you kind of see it up here. Trend change down, top to bottom, whatever. Yeah, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that you see the top Bollinger Band challenge, but whenever you're sitting on the midline and VIX is coming down, it's hard to tell, but like my guess with trend, with like if the VIX, by the way, the VIX continuing to fall during war is funny, dude. Again, like it's just so fucked up. So many companies in America profit off war. Unreal. Yeah, we are at a couple, but if VIX continues to fall, that is indicative of a trend continuation. So if VIX continues to fall, I would expect this trend to move at the very least to the top of the BB. I don't really ever like to do weekly on this, but man, is that tight. Yeah. Just historically tight. I 'Cause 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 ' 83 on the VIX. We're at 16 now. No, I pretty much look. I pretty much only ever use the daily time frame, Marquette, because a lot of other like VIX resets, right? So it isn't even necessarily relevant except for like the recent history, because it has a weird resetting mechanism that makes like historical information not that relevant. Like it's not like you chart it. It's just like how is it reacting between two standard deviations. So yeah, I would not look at that tremendously, but yeah, I would say that all signs point for the S&P to trend higher unless we see something crazy. But like we did see something crazy happen, and all we've done is continue moving higher. But yeah, no, it's a good question. It's a good question. All right. Well, my parting shot to you guys, my parting thought to you guys as I get out of here is let's think about what's most productive for us when things actually get easier and fun again. And that is for this area to hold for 24.3 to 25.8. Whatever. We want that area to hold badly, because if not, it's just another hurdle we're going to have to overcome later on. So, yeah, man, more crabbing. I agree. Let me get out of here. There we go. Yeah. What I said at the start of the stream, which none of you guys were here for, was I spent a lot of money on dumb shit in the bull market, and I regret some of those purchases, but I do not regret my intro and outro animations. I think they're sick. I still do. The designer I used for that was so annoyed with me by the time we were done. They were like, it said unlimited revisions. They're like, this is the last revision we're giving you. I'm like, you said unlimited. They're like, Jared, it's been 25 revisions. I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. That's on me. My bad. Anyway, always can ping me. Telegram, Twitter, Discord. Join the Discord, guys. I'm serious. I'm not like, it's a great gated group of really good traders. You should do that. See you guys.